from England as well as Scotland?
Yes, I have. Well, I just thought, now where are we? 5-3. Isn't it time to see the BBC's Swingometer in 2015 on what is probably one of the most extraordinary election nights any of us can remember? So come inside the Elizabeth Tower at Westminster, where we've actually got the 4 clock faces of Big Ben that we are using here as 4 swingometers to enable us just to have a look at different facets of this extraordinary election. So, to explain, here is our Conservative Labour swingometer. If just 5 voters per 100 shift from Labour to the Conservatives since 2010, that's a 5% swing against Labour. That's how it works. This is the England and Wales Conservative Labour swingometer. If the arrow moves against Labour, those red seats get coloured blue. If it moves against the Conservatives, those blue seats get coloured red. Pretty simple. Let's see then the swing so far in England and Wales. Now, you think it hasn't worked, don't you? But it has. I've moved it and it's barely gone to 0.5%, let alone 1%. So essentially, we're almost as we were. Few blue seats have been coloured red if this swing were to be replicated across the country, but there's not much change between the Conservatives and Labour in England and Wales. We've taken the actual results we've got so far, we've fed them into the swingometer, and we then play that swing out across all the seats to see the result were that swing to be spread in a uniform, even way. Of course, it isn't like that. There'll always be outliers, but this is still very useful. Now, move with me if you can. These, by the way, are the results that we've got in so far, so Nuneaton was there. But as you can see, it's just speckled. We haven't got much in yet, but still enough to look at average swing. Let's have a look then at Scotland. Now, before tonight, we were aware the SNP was surging in the polls, so we decided we should recalibrate our swingometer. Tony Blair's result in 1997, his landslide, was a 10.2% swing. We thought we're never going to need more than 30, are we, on the SNP Labour swingometer? Well, let's have a look at what the SNP are doing and the damage they're doing to Labour. Look at that. It is right up. It's almost breaking our swingometer. And this is with its recalibration. 27% almost on the swingometer. So what's happened is that the SNP, as this swing happens against Labour, all of those seats which were red turn yellow. I stress, the swing here is from the actual results we've got. These seats are not called yet, but if the swing was spread evenly, that would be the result. Very, very dramatic indeed. You're wondering what the 40 there is. Those are the seats Labour would lose. Of course, there are Lib Dem seats in Scotland which are going to the SNP as well. That's where you get the final total from. So that is very dramatic. That may be one of our images of the night. We almost broke the swingometer with the result from Scotland. 2 more to show you, and let me show you this, and these are both very interesting as well. Conservative Lib Dem. Again, we're in results here in England and Wales, and we're looking at the swing against the Lib Dems here from their coalition partners. And this is a very, very handy swing here from the Conservatives' point of view. So look at what they've done. Look at the damage here as they've turned these yellow seats to blue. That's nearly 7% swing from the Lib Dems to the Conservatives. Again, that's the swing we've got so far in the results we've got so far, and that is what it would do if spread evenly. And just one more swingometer for you very quickly here, which is Labour Lib Dem, and this is a swing against the Lib Dems to Labour. So have a look. Again, it's a bit more powerful, it's nearly 7%, but in this situation there are fewer seats at stake. So the swing with the Liberal Democrats that's really doing the damage is the swing from the Liberal Democrats to the Conservatives. But the picture I know you'll remember from that, David, is the SNP swingometer. Isn't that remarkable?
It is extraordinary. Well, we said have you got four swingometers altogether?
Say again?
You've got 4 swingometers.
We've got 4 swingometers because we know this is a multifaceted election, and we thought we ought to split the SNP result off and see it separately. So it turns out that the SNP swingometer will be a major story of the night.
Bob Mackenzie and Peter Snow would never believe it would come to this.
Well, the funny thing is, you know, that swing is still a very good way of seeing what's happening. And I think the Conservative Labour swingometer in England and Wales, which shows the arrow almost at 0, tells another very important story.
Because a lot of the time we've been looking at share tonight rather than swing, but the swing has been extraordinary.
Yeah, that's
very
right.
Interesting.